Hi, this is Eslin. Welcome back, fishies. Today we're going to make like a really quick upside down cake because I know some of you out there aren't bakers, but you like your sweets. But I'm going to show you it's like really easy, nothing to it. First, I started to spray the pan. I used this Baker's Joy for a shortcut, but you can do it the old-fashioned way, with the oil and flour. Make sure it's well coated, but I'm going to show you guys the short, cheap way. I sprayed it with the Pam, not the Pam, I'm sorry, with the Baker's Joy. And then I have some sliced pineapples. This is the brand that I got from Aldi's. It's a good brand. And then I have half a cup of water here. The pineapple slices, half a cup, no, it's about a third a cup, fourth a cup of butter, half a cup of brown sugar. Then we have 1 egg, and we have the main thing here. Jiffy makes these small boxes of cake mix. That way you don't have to make a big one. If you don't want to make a big one, if you're trying to watch your sweets or watch what you eat, you can make a smaller one. And the directions are really simple. Just really simple. Look at there, see? All you need is the egg and water. But what I did was I saved some of the juice from the pineapple. So we're going to open this up right quick. I preheated my oven already at 350. So the oven is already hot for us. So we're going to dump this in here. And like I said, this is going to be really quick and easy and simple. Anybody can do it. And all you have to do, first of all, before I do this, I need to stop and backtrack. Okay, first, after you oil your pan, you are going to want to, after you oil it, you're going to want to put your brown sugar. You're going to want to put your brown sugar and your pineapples in the bottom of the pan. I'm just going to wipe these edges off before I get started. And then we'll pour the butter on top. Now, you just take the brown sugar. It's a half a cup. Now, remember I was telling you about the different cups. See, this one is for the brown sugar, like for packing it in. The other one was for, like this one here, is for the liquids. Okay. Now, I'm just going to take this brown sugar and spread it out evenly on the bottom of this pan. It's a nice little layer. Now, all of this is going to melt down the sides and melt into the cake. That's going to be the really good sticky part. I'm just going to try to spread this out, get it out a little more even. That looks really good. It looks good already. Just the brown sugar in the pan. Okay, let's see. Get that even. Make sure all of this is covered up. Brown sugar's clumped up a little bit there. Spread it out. Yeah, you're trying to get it even, just an even coat. So that way you won't have brown sugar, like more spots, more caramely than others. Okay, I think that might do it. Rinse my hands off for a second. You guys know I don't like that stickiness on my hands. Okay, I'm going to dry my hands off. Okay, now see how I just laid that on the bottom like that? Then I'm just going to take my pineapple slices and lay them in there. Most of the time they use the maraschino cherries. I'm not going to use any maraschino cherries. I don't like the cherries. I'm not going to use them. So, okay. Then I've melted my butter a bit. This is about, what, a fourth cup of butter. Melted it. About 4 tablespoons of butter. So now I'm just going to take it and pour it all on the, down here where the brown sugar is. Coating it there. And that's going to make it caramely. That's going to caramelize it. So I've got a little piece of butter that didn't melt, but that's okay. Because you know what? It will melt. Now, just making sure that the brown sugar is well coated. Get the bit of butter out. Okay. Now, I'm not done with this yet. Now, you see how that is? Now I'm going to take and I'm going to smash down the pineapple to make sure that it sits down into the brown sugar. So when you flip it over, the pineapple will come up through there. So you just want to make sure that it's down in there good and tight. Rinse my fingers off again. Touching that. Need a new paper towel here. Okay, now I can set this out. Now, wipe the edges off. Now I can sit this back over here out the way for a minute. Now, we can get back to the cake. Now, this recipe, all you need is a half a cup of water, or like I said, the juice from the pineapples, and an egg. That's it. So we're gonna crack the egg if we don't drop it on the counter. I'm gonna use that to put it in. Rinse my hand. Don't want to cross-contaminate with that egg on it. Okay, then I'm gonna pour in the juice and water. Now I'm gonna use the whisk to mix it. I'm gonna use the whisk to mix it. Now, one thing I want to let you know about this. It says whisk it by hand for about 6 minutes or a couple seconds by the hand mixer. Well, let me tell you what. If you don't make sure, can you see this little gritty in there? Can you see that? Like granulates gritty. If you don't make sure all that's gone, you will have like a cake that tastes a little gritty. Because I had it one time and I followed the instructions exactly. My cake was gritty. I couldn't eat it. So, this is my Braun Immersions blender, but you can use your hand mixer or your regular blender. You just make sure that when you look at it, you get all of those granulates. Make sure everything is smoothly blended. This is gonna take a few minutes. It's gonna make a little noise, but hey, I'm sorry. So this is gonna mix up. This is almost like what you make milkshakes and stuff with, but I'm using it to mix this cake up because I didn't feel like pulling out the big stand mixer. Now, I like this because it mixes it very well. But you know what? Sometimes you don't want to overmix your cake mix because it'll get a little tough. But in this case, I would have it a little tough rather than with granulates in it, grainy. Because you know what? We're going to pour over the brown sugar. So that'll moisten it up some. I can still hear a little grittiness on the bottom. I'm gonna just continue to mix it for a few more minutes. Now, I don't want to over mix it. I'm just trying to see if I can see any of those granules, but I can hear it. I can hear it like crunching around on the bottom, so I'm going to mix it just maybe last time. Okay, I think that might be good enough, so I'm going to take and clean this off. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Doesn't look like too much is in there. Set that off to the side in the sink and I'll get my pan back. And I'm just going to pour this over it. Make sure it's all evenly poured. Okay, now I'm making sure all the pineapple is covered. Can you guys see that? You see that? Now, this is going to take maybe 20 minutes, maybe 20, 25 minutes. Now, I'm going to put it in the oven. I'll be right back. And then I'm going to get my rack out to show you guys. Okay, we set the oven here. Okay, I got the oven started. Okay, here's the rack. I'm gonna throw this box out. And I'm going to get a wipe here because I think that might be egg on my counter there. And I don't want to cross-contaminate anything. So I'm just going to take the Clorox wipe, clean off this counter here. I think that is some egg that I might have accidentally spilt over here on the counter, but I'm going to wipe it up really quick. No cross-contamination here. Unplug this. Get a paper towel, dry it off. We don't need Mr. Baker's Joy anymore. We don't need that. I'm going to dry this counter off. Now it's nice and fresh and sterilized because I have some TV magic for you. That's right, TV magic right on my video. But I'll be right back with the TV magic. I know you guys don't like the dead space, so dun 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 dun, TV magic. Yes, one layer. Okay, now, like I said, I like this kind of pan because I'm just going to take it and scrape it all around. And you have to let it cool a bit before you handle it like this. This is cool enough for me to make sure there's nothing sticking on the bottom. But you know what? If you don't have a pan like this, you can always use parchment paper to put on the bottom. That's a good thing so it won't stick. I'm just making sure I slide it all the way around. Then we're going to do the big unveiling. So what I'm going to do, my big unveiling, I'm going to sit it and it's going to come out on my rack here. Take it, I'm going to flip it over. Are we ready? Oh, wow. That looks delicious except for one little pineapple didn't come out. And like Julia Child said, nobody will ever know. Yeah, just like Julia Child said, nobody will ever know. It's your kitchen. Now, doesn't that look delicious? I know you can't see the redness. I mean, but I don't like the cherries, so I didn't put the cherries in. So, isn't that delicious looking? You know what? I always forget utensils, so I'm gonna rinse my hands off. And it's time for a taste test. Move these out the way. You guys know I have part-timers, not all-timers, so that's why I be forgetting stuff part of the time. I forgot to get my knife and fork and plate. Now, we are going to give it a taste test now. Let's see. About right here. I don't want to cut too big a piece, just a small piece. Look at that nice cake falling down through there. That cake is so moist, I'm going to put that plate under there so to catch it. Just a small piece right now for tasting. But you know what? I probably should have flipped it on a plate. And as soon as I get done with you guys, I'm going to put it on a plate. I just put it on here just so you guys could see what it looked like. I should have flipped it on one of my nice plates. That is so tasty. It's really tasty. Set that out the way. Now for the big reveal of the cake. Well, it didn't stay together too good. Only because I put it on the rack. So, we're going to get a good taste of it. We have some cake here. Then we have the pineapple. The cake is a little soft. The cake is a little soft because it's still really warm. Yep, the cake is still really warm. But I'm telling you, you get all the good flavors. You got the pineapple and the caramelization from the brown sugar and butter. And it's really good. Like I said, the cake is just still really warm. The cake is still really warm, so that's why it's so moist. This would be a good breakfast cake. It would be a very good breakfast cake. Did you guys like my TV magic on my video? If you like what you see, thumbs up. If you want more, hit the dinner bell. Comments are always welcome, so is suggestions. Subscribing is free. Sharing is nice. And you never know, we might have some suggestions. Eslyn might try it. I want everybody out there to stay safe and positive, and you never know what Eslyn's going to do. You have a good day.